Uh, Hello everyone, my name is Yerkin Aknur, and today I will present the research topic personal view of female students on their learning experience as a computer science student. So here is our content. First I will show you an introduction, then literature review, then I will present you our methodology, then I will show you findings, results, discussion, then I will show you conclusion, and at the end, the references will be presented. Our research area is personal experience of female students in computer science major, and our purpose is to identify personal view of female students on their learning experience in computer science field. Also, research significance is that it can be beneficial for future CS applicants and school administrations to raise their awareness about the female students and IT faculties. And our first research question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of learning experience in CS major as a female student? And the second question is how future female students in CS faculty can optimize their learning experience. So we had 10 female participants, and there were two characteristics to choose our participants. First is that they are female, and the second is that they have learning experience in CS major, and it can be like in colleges or in universities. Also, our research design was qualitative data, and it was in-depth interview which consisted of 10 questions. It could be also aided with supplementary questions, sub-questions, to better understand our participants. We use content analysis to make our findings to research. Materials were needed for research were A4 paper, printed materials, access to computer and internet, and a dictaphone. All materials were approachable, available, and were gained from local stores or classrooms. Also, about ethical considerations, all participants were informed and sent consent form, and they had to sign consent form before taking part in our research. Also, before the research, they were informed about their rights, about the possible risks, and that they have a right to withdraw in order to preserve their confidentiality. Only a researcher, me, had access to their data, and all the names and the demographic data were changed and were stored in one computer which had a very secure password. Elicited answers from the female students of CS faculty of one private university in Kazakhstan, and we started from general questions and moved to more specific to answer our two research questions. First is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of studying for a computer science major as a female student? And the second is, how can future female CS students optimize their learning experience? Our first question was, could you please tell me about your learning experience in your CS major? Is it more positive or negative? And that the majority of participants noted that their learning experience was mostly positive, and the main reason for that was their personal interest. For instance, like they answered, it's more positive because the specialty itself interested me while applying. For me personally, positive than negative. Since studying in this specialty, I took many different interesting lessons, and the knowledge that I gained in my specialty is what I wanted. That's why I only have positive feelings. Personally, for me, it was more positive than negative because honestly, I didn't know a lot about this specialty, but in the process of learning, I learned interesting subjects, worked on interesting projects, and gained positive experience. And other participants commented it like, it's normal, neutral, or has both positive or negative sides. And the next question was, is the learning experience different for men and women in your field? 6 participants say that gender affects their learning experience. It was And the most participants said that it was because of communication challenges. For instance, it is easier to men because they have friends. For women, it's hard to understand that due to the lack of people. So sometimes social part affects your academic success. For women, it's difficult because the communication aspect is difficult. Social circle is easier for men. Or difficulties was connected to personal traits of men. For instance, like men are more active, easily talk to each other. Boys are more resourceful. They will cheat in 100 variants or will come up with plan B. They search for not a direct way. Boys are more capable on using computer than the girls. And the rest, 4 participants, say that there is no difference between gender in learning CS faculty. I think that there is not much difference. From the side of teachers, there is no difference because teachers teach everyone in the same way. Like personally, in my opinion, it does not differ in any way because for both men and women, the same knowledge is given. I think men and women gain the same experience because they choose the same subjects, work on the same projects. I can say that they do everything together and gain the same experience. And our first research question was, what are the advantages and disadvantages of studying CS as a female student in your opinion? So as advantages, students mentioned opportunities for women. Firstly, it expands women's opportunities. For instance, usually women choose professions like teacher, doctor, or studying professions which are beneficial for our society, and science opens opportunities for women and will be a role model for the next generation, like especially for women. They will think, oh, women can study here, I should try to, and the motivation will be arising. And the next advantage was wide range of subjects. Advantages are that specialty is quite wide-ranged and you can go after many things in the future. Benefits are wide range of professions from the subjects that we learn. And the next was help from peers. So for benefit, I can say that other boys and girls helped me a lot. And the last one was feeling of equality. But it might be the fact that you feel yourself equal despite your gender. For instance, in a school you have a feeling like boys and girls are 2 different worlds and they shouldn't cross. As disadvantages, many participants noted like a small number of girls, like there are few girls in our group. For instance, in CS there are more girls than boys. Because of that, there are usually only 1 or 2 girls in group, and those situations you feel shy to share your opinion. And the second disadvantage was gender discrimination. It's possible that some teachers respect more boys because they are smarter, and some male teachers get on really well with the boys. Boys get guidance from them. There were some situations of underestimating of girls' answers because the girls are treated with inequality. And as girl, many things are difficult for you because, as I said before, there is a lot of inequality here. So as I said before, our second research question was about optimizing learning experience of future applicants to CA's major, and we also elicited advices for future applicants from our participants. It was about their academic success, socializing, and their physical and mental health. So here are some advices that they gave. For instance, for academic success, start studying from the beginning. We see a lot when some students study only just before exams, but if they will start learning from the beginning and by pieces, it will help them a lot. In general, you should do everything right from the beginning of the semester. In the beginning, you don't have such blockages. And the second was manage your time. My next advice to preserve good GPA is to build time management. There are lots of subjects and it's impossible to be good in each of them. So it will be good to spend a little time on each of them every day. I think you should do your assignments on time. And the next advice was study hard. Sooner or later, everything will work out. Keep studying despite not full understanding of everything you learn. It will come sooner or later, or you need to study a lot. Next one was unexpected one. It was about communication. Be able to communicate with teachers, and in order to keep a GPA in the average score, you need to be good at not only reading but also communication, because no matter how much you read, if your communication skill is low, it will have its own negative impact on your studies. Next is keep balance. The first is to maintain a balance between study and rest, and the last one is gain information about teachers. In my opinion, first of all, before making a lesson schedule, you should ask past students about teachers, because this information will help you a lot. If lessons are hard, it's easy to finish if you study with guys who are retaking. Next, advices about socializing. First is smile. If you look to people smiling, they will smile back. Smile, keep it smile. And next is ask questions. You can ask question about subject and use it to meet with a person. And be open. You should be open. The more open you are, the easier it's to make friends in this area if you can get along with more people. Next is be active. Me personally was active in the beginning of everything. I approached, asked for help, get acquainted first, and helped if someone needed help. It's better to get acquainted first and search for topics to talk. And then start from your group mates. In my opinion, first you need to get to know your classmates. The second thing, if you want to communicate with others who study in other specialties, is join different clubs and you'll be more socialized. You should get on well with your group mates, get to know each other without being shy. And after that, you can meet friends from other faculties, or there are many clubs in the university. You should join one of them and meet different people. Last one was advice about physical and mental health, and the first one was keep sleeping regime. Because of not using study time effectively, students prepare for midterms at night. That was sleeping regime will be broke and your brain will get tired, and sleeping is the most important, because if you don't sleep at night, the rest of the day you will walk very lethargic and your brain will not work. Next one is distract yourself. Secondly, to distract the mind with different things. For instance, if a person is thinking about only studying, it's true that the brain will get tired. That's why you need to play games, go to city, communicate with other people, exchange energy. In this way, they can open up and get rid of anxiety. For mental health, not to think too much about university. Personally, I didn't go headlong and tried to stay afloat. Also, I had hobbies such as volleyball, singing, meeting with girls. All of them helped me a lot. Don't forget to abstract from studying, because it's not the most important thing. In order not to get depressed, it's not necessary to study hard. It's necessary to maintain a balance between study and rest. And the next was sport. Go to the gym. Physical health is to play sports, follow the regime. For physical, it's yoga. For mental, it's also yoga. For physical aspect, of course, you should do sports, and healthy diet is very important. And the last one was I think that limitation of our research is that low number of participants and of course low number of questions. I think that in the future it will be useful to handle quantitative research, like using different factors which affects for learning experience of female students in CS faculty, and use it like different variables and experiment with it, and it can be more efficient way to help them in their learning journey. The general attitude of participants on their learning experience were positive rather than negative, and our two questions. First was about advantages and disadvantages of a learning experience in their field, and advantages were opportunities for women, wide variety of subjects, assistance from peers, feeling of equality, and disadvantages was small number of girls and gender discrimination. And the main advice to keep their academic, social, and success and physical mental health were to be distracted, to balance, to keep time management, to keep sleeping regime, do sports, socialize, and study hard. So here are our references, and thank you for your attention.